Hi, I'm Tom Zelenka. Now, I'm just a beginner in the kitchen. In every episode of Carolina Cooking, I meet a different chef from a famous restaurant in the Carolinas who'll teach me to cook their secret recipes in just 30 minutes or less. Really good.
Welcome to Carolina Cooking, shot on location at the Mansion on Forsyth Park and the 700 Kitchen Cooking School. Now, here's your host, Tom Zelenka.
Hi, welcome to Carolina Cooking. I'm your host, Tom Zelenka. This is the show where we find the best chefs from the best restaurants all around North and South Carolina, and we bring them here to teach you and me their incredible recipes. I'm no chef myself. I'm just a novice in the kitchen, just a young buck in the kitchen, and we have these incredible recipes. Like today, we're doing veal chopped à poivre, which is French for veal chops with pepper, actually. And to help us out, to guide us through the culinary jungle, we have Keith Placco from Vinnie's Steakhouse and Tavern in Raleigh, North Carolina. Keith, I appreciate you being our culinary Sherpa here, our guide.
Thank you.
So this is a veal chop.
Yes, sir.
This is
Shiitake mushrooms.
shiitake mushrooms, okay. And then we also have it crusted in pepper.
Yep, and this is a brandy cream sauce.
Brandy cream sauce. Ooh, I can't wait to get started. Where do we begin? Do we begin with the veal chop, or do we begin crushing pepper?
Let's begin by crushing the peppercorns. That's always
so
fun.
I'll just move this aside. There we go. And we begin by crushing, these would be
Peppercorns.
baby peppercorns, okay. All right, this is what's in the little grinder mill thing when I...
Most people just have black, but we have little reds and greens. And
So what do I need to do?
the easiest way to do this, if you can use a pepper mill, but it will grind up the peppercorns a little too much. But you just take the pan, put a little pressure on it, kind of roll with it. You'll see that it'll break.
So you just take the pan?
There you go.
Just, you know, I think the easy way to do this would just be like... That would be kind of easier, right?
Yep.
A little louder. All right. Is that crushed enough? You let me know when I got there.
Beautiful. You're looking good.
Tick tock, you bug, you rat, you cockroach. Sorry.
Beautiful.
All right, so that's pepper now.
Exactly.
And so what do we do with this?
What we're going to do is we're going to take the veal chop
Okay.
cut here.
Oh, we have veal chops. Well, let me add
There
this
you
to the plate that we have here, and clean up our little work area. Okay. Alrighty. And so now we take our veal chop, right?
Yep.
This would be, what is this?
This is what's called a veal export rib, and this is actually the rib of a veal,
Oh, okay.
baby cow.
Alrighty.
And what I do is I just cut off the bone.
Do you use a fancy knife here?
Yep.
And how do you take one off there?
Well, normally when it comes in, it's more prepared like, it's like this. You come
Okay.
in, and you cut this fat line out,
Okay.
and then you pull these ribs off, pull the fat off the ribs like this.
Oh. Okay.
So in the grocery stores or whatever, most of the time, if you see a veal chop, it's going to be clean for you.
It's going to be like this.
Yes.
Okay. But if you did get this hunk of meat right
Exactly,
here,
then this is
what you do. You take off that fat there that's on the back, and then you'd saw one of these pieces off.
Exactly.
Am I right? And that would make a chop.
We're there.
Alrighty. You need.
There we go.
And so you take the fat, that comes off there, and then what? We make a chop. Can I try?
And then you can just come. These are ways to start
Sure.
like this and come in here and watch that bone there, and you can go right
Watch
through.
that bone. Okay. So if this whole host career thing doesn't work out, I could be a butcher.
Yep.
Right? Okay, that's great. All right. So right through there, avoid the fingers.
Yep.
And
Beautiful.
alrighty. There we go. It's fighting
Fantastic.
me. It's fighting me. Alrighty.
There you go.
And where do we get a sword like this?
You can get those at most cooking stores.
Okay. And this is kind of a butcher's knife, right? A butchering knife?
That's
or is
actually a fillet knife.
All right. Do we want to use yours or do we want to use mine?
I say we use yours.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. All right. So this goes in the pepper?
Yep, just lay it right in that plate of pepper.
On the pepper?
Yep.
I'm going to set this one aside. And just cram it in there?
Yep, just
Okay.
slap it on there.
Alrighty.
Yep.
And now we have butter in our pan over here. Is that
Yep, and this is
hot as
getting
well?
hot. Yep.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna
So,
flip it.
Do I have to press it in, or should I just be?
That's fine. Yep.
Yep, that's good.
great.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Is that enough pepper?
That is definitely enough pepper.
I would think so. Could you get too much pepper on there?
You can, but when we make the cream sauce, the surprising thing is people say, "Oh my God, that's a lot of pepper." But when this cream sauce goes in, you'll be surprised how it actually
mellows it out a little bit.
It definitely does.
Alrighty, so this is ready to go in the pan.
Yep.
All right, so, and then what are we doing with this? Are we sauteing it? Are we
We're gonna
frying
sear
it?
this
Are we
for.
searing it?
We're gonna sear it on both sides for about a minute or two till it's
Okay.
real crisp, and then it's gonna go in the oven.
Ooh. So just a minute on each side. How long has Vinnie's been around?
Vinnie's has been around since 1987.
Okay. And how long have you been there?
I've been there for the past 7 years.
Ah, the past 7 years, whipping everybody into shape and
Yep.
everything. How long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking for the past 12 years.
12 years. Oh, okay. Alrighty. And how old were you when you first started cooking?
I was probably 5 or 6.
All right. Are we calling that side done?
Yep.
Oh, really? Alrighty. So we're just getting a.
Because it is
a
going
little
to
brown-
sear. Yep, it's going to sear up a little bit in the oven.
Oh, okay. So it's going to sear in the oven. Well, we're going to go ahead and sear the other side here, and then we'll be putting it in the oven, and then we'll be also working with our mushrooms and making a little sauce, a little brandy sauce when Carolina cooking continues. So you just let this go ahead and just sear in there. Does it have to get brown on top, or do we call it?
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Hi, welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Keith Placco from Vinnie's Steakhouse and Tavern in Raleigh, North Carolina. You're the executive chef there?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. And we have put our veal chop in the oven during the break, and we're cooking it for how long?
Veal chop's going to be in there for about 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes, and that's at what temperature?
Right now we have the oven at 500 degrees.
500 degrees for 10 minutes, and that'll make it nice and done. So we're going to leave that in there, and we're going to make our sauce, right?
Yep.
What do we need to do first do our sauce?
First we need to do is chop these mushrooms.
Yeah, it's
Contagious.
Contagious, exactly. So these, what kind of mushrooms are these?
These are shiitake mushrooms.
Shiitake mushrooms. You aren't saying anything dirty or nothing.
Nope.
Alrighty, and if I didn't have shiitake mushrooms, what other kind
You
of
could
mushrooms
substitute
can I use?
cremini mushrooms, white mushrooms. button
White would be
mushrooms.
the little.
Yep.
Okay, the little
Portobello
ones.
mushrooms.
Oh, okay, alrighty, portobello mushrooms. But we're using shiitake, so now what do we need to do? Just chop them up?
Yep.
Okay.
Right now we're just gonna put a nice slice on them, so we can go in the pan. Normally I get rid of the
That's
stem.
a big knife, huh?
You like? Yep.
That's nice. I didn't quite get the big knife. Do you have anything else I could chop with? Because I'm feeling a little inferior right about now. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yes, there we go. All right, and so you take off this part.
Yeah, normally I do.
Alrighty, and then what? Then just chop.
A nice slice. Yep.
Okay. And this isn't a cleaver. What is this again?
This is a Chinese knife.
Chinese knife. Okay.
A cleaver is more heavy. This is more for vegetables.
All right. We don't want that part. And yep. You're all finished?
Yep.
All right. You know, you could pretend like it took you a little more time. It's
okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just make me look bad. Alrighty. So what are we doing with these mushrooms right here?
Right now we're gonna put them in this pan here. We're gonna saute them in a little wine and salt.
A little wine, a little salt in the front pan.
Yep.
Is that right? So what do we just put them in dry or
Actually, you want to put a little bit of olive oil in the pan.
Okay.
Yep.
And is this just regular olive oil? Okay. All right, like that. Is that
Yep,
good?
that's plenty.
All right. And when that gets hot, we throw the mushrooms in.
Yep.
Our shiitake mushrooms. Alrighty. Now, was shiitake mushrooms the first thing you ever cooked when you were a kid, or
Nah, it was probably grilled cheese sandwiches.
grilled cheese sandwich? Did you blacken them?
Yep.
Oh, so it's not just me. Oh, yeah.
Grandma showed me how to do it, but it took me about 5 years to get it right.
Ah, yeah. Me too. In about 5 years, I'll have it down perfect, I guess. Alrighty. So we're letting those go, and then what else do we have to add in here?
We're gonna add a little bit of salt
Okay.
to the mushrooms.
A little salt to the mushrooms and some pepper.
Yep. No pepper.
No pepper.
We got plenty of pepper on the veal chop, and the cream sauce is gonna be
Okay. Is that enough salt?
just a little bit more would be good.
A little more. Okay, I can do that.
Fantastic.
Alrighty.
Beautiful.
Okay. Sling them around there. Get everybody nice and toasted. I flipped it.
Nice.
Okay. And anything else going here?
Right now we're gonna hold off before we put the wine in.
Alrighty. All right. We'll wait. Okay. So what's going on in the back pan?
Right here I got some butter going. We're
Yep.
gonna add about a tablespoon or two of peppercorns to that.
Okay. So we have our peppercorns up front here. And they're already cracked. And just sprinkle in a tablespoon or two.
Yep.
Is that good?
Yep. Beautiful.
Good. All right. Perfect. Okay. And then now what? Well, what else will go in here? Is this, you know, I have a I've been told that we might be making a little fire.
This is going to be where our fire's coming.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good. Well, hang on one second, just in case. We'll be prepared. Preparedness is next to godliness. So we have this for you.
Thank you.
Okay, and hang on one second. Just tuck this under your arm right there, okay? Because it's always important to be prepared, because this is not something, you know, you want to necessarily do at home. There's a little risk here, but we are trained professionals.
There are inherent risks. Brandy is highly flammable.
Okay.
People at home, they need to use a lot of caution when they're doing this step.
You could actually, if you're at home, you could actually just let it bubble down. You could just kind of boil it, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't really have to make fire.
You don't have to, but
okay, but we
it's
make
part
fire.
of the effect.
Part of the
shock,
effect.
you know.
It gets the alcohol to evaporate quickly, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we have our peppercorns all stirred up. There's burn cream Band-Aids in here, and this, you just pull the pin on this thing right here and just let it rip. Okay?
Alrighty.
So if you want to have that one all ready to go, I'd appreciate it. Okay. And we have our brandy here. Now, are these?
You need to go a little bit longer.
Okay. So saute those a little longer.
Add a little bit of red wine to the mushroom.
A little red wine to bubble down.
Yep.
All of this or just half of this?
About half of that.
This isn't going to make fire, is it?
Lower that heat a little
Alrighty,
bit.
I can do that one. Yep, I can do that. There we go.
Fantastic.
So that's going to reduce down to make our mushrooms. And then we have this one here up front.
I think you can.
Okay, have peppercorns in here. We have our brandy. We have our butter. And now we're almost there. We're almost ready. You got the pin on that? That's perfect. Okay. And so you just toss a little brandy in here. You sure about this?
Sure.
Alrighty, here we go. Woo! 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 Little warm. Little warm. If you need to fire that thing off, you just let it go.
I think you're fine.
Wow. Wow, that was intense.
One more time.
Wow. Oh, I can do it again?
Sure.
I have a little brandy left over. Alrighty. Ready?
Go for it.
Alright. Ooh! Ooh! Wow, that was fun. You know.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. So I guess we don't need that. Yeah, that's
Nobody
good.
got hurt.
So we'll just toss this aside here. Nobody needs that right there. All right. So what else goes in here? Just
right now
brandy?
we're going to add the heavy cream.
Heavy cream, okay. And that would be this right here.
Yep.
And this is the this is what the whipping cream, or
yes,
you
this is
find
heavy
it in the
whipping
store
cream.
as
Yep.
heavy whipping cream. Okay.
Exactly.
Alrighty. All right.
Beautiful.
There you go. Now, if our fire had gotten a little out of control, what could we have done?
You
Run?
can leave a little. If you have a
We
lid
could have
by
left it. We actually could have just let the crew deal with it at that point.
We could have
But
ran
if you don't
away.
have a crew at your house, then what would you have done?
I probably would have had a lid nearby
Okay.
that would fit that pan. Kind of like in a grease fire situation where you definitely don't want to pour any water or anything
No
in
water.
it. But if you had a lid for the pan, you could put it on there,
Okay.
run out the door, and call the fire department. But
All right. And it definitely, I mean, it got a little warm on your hands. It got a little,
the
a little bit much.
main fear is probably igniting your clothing. It's not going to burn like gasoline for extremely hot for extremely long amount of time.
That was the
Brandy's
main
gonna-
fear.
Right.
We didn't discuss that before. That was the main fear, that my clothing could have gone out.
Well, that's
I
why we
I
had
would
to
have put that
fight
as
it.
number one when we were talking about it. I would have definitely mentioned that as number one, just in case, you know, later on.
That in your face.
Yeah, okay, good to know. Important, thank you. Okay, and we have our mushrooms up front. We're just letting this reduce. Is that okay that it's bubbling up like
Yep,
that?
it is. You're just going to want to drop down the heat slowly
Okay.
from here on down as it thickens.
Oh, I gotcha. So are we calling this,
We're going to let it go down just a little bit.
just take it down a little bit?
Yep.
And now, do we add anything else to this, or are we calling this done?
When it reduces down a little bit more, we are going to add a little bit of salt
Okay.
for flavor.
All right. And so we're just slowly bringing down the
Yep.
heat as it slowly reduces. And we're not burning the cream, right?
No, we're not.
Okay, that's
What we need to do is probably kick the mushrooms up in heat a little bit.
okay. All right. Oh, I keep grabbing the wrong one here. When we come back, we're actually going to be talking with Aris Ragazeus and find out which wine he has paired with our veal chops when Carolina Cooking continues. That smells so good. It really does.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with our wine expert, Eris Ragazeas, in the wine cellar of the mansion on Forsyth Park. And Eris, a quick question. Do I have my eyebrows?
I was wondering what happened to it.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, whew. Good. Eyelashes too?
They're all still there.
Oh, good. All right,
It
because
was a close call.
we've made some fire. When we made our veal chop here, we made some fire. Now veal chop, that's red meat, red wine, right?
With veal, you could probably go either way, possibly, but
Really?
you do want a red wine. But what you've done to this is more important than just saying red or white.
Oh, what I've done to this. You're
What you've
already
done to
blaming
it.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've done a lot of things with the pepper in
We
there.
have put a lot of pepper. We coated it in pepper before we started to sear it. Our sauce has pepper in it. So with that much pepper, do you choose a wine that doesn't have much of a pepper flavor?
Well, a lot of this is personal choice.
Okay.
What I did was go the opposite way. I chose a wine with a lot of peppery, spicy flavors. The one I chose was a Ravenswood Icon. Now, Ravenswood's motto is no wimpy wines.
No wimpy wine.
No wimpy wines. And this is Icon, which is a blend of mostly Syrah.
Oh, okay.
Syrah is from the northern Rhone Valley of France, and it generally gives a very spicy, slightly peppery tasting wine.
Alrighty.
And that was my personal choice. You could have gone to a Zinfandel, which is spicy but in a different way.
Yeah.
Or a southern Rhone Valley wine made based on Grenache, which is also spicy in its own individualistic way. This was my personal choice here, to go with a peppery spice with the peppery spiced veal.
Alrighty, well, so I can already see that it's very red. It's very dark. It's definitely not wimpy to the eye.
Ooh, not to the nose either.
Oh, no? I can't place what the smell is there.
That's a very rich wine, but it's not overwhelmingly so. It's got a nice crispness to it, and it's got some of the astringency from the tannins to cut through the meat.
I'm getting tannins. I'm getting the
But,
tea
but,
bag
but, but
thing.
you also got that background of spice. Now, that's a pretty thick chop.
Yeah.
So once you actually cut it, there's not going to be that much pepper, so it's not going to be overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a nice mellow pepper to the wine, and we also have, the sauce is actually going to cut down the pepper flavor in our veal chop, which is going to make it much milder than you would imagine.
Yeah.
I actually have to get back and find out what's going on in the kitchen because I'm
Is it
seeing
still
some
there?
fire trucks pulling up. So we'll find out what that's all about. Carolina Cooking continues.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. Well, our veal chop is all finished. Is that what you're saying?
Ready to go.
Alrighty, so we'll take it out of the oven here.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. There you are. Ooh, that does smell good. So that's all cooked, and do we need to do anything else to it?
Let's go ahead and hit it with a little bit more brandy.
A little more brandy, okay? And is this gonna,
It's just going to seal
make
in a little more flavor. It's going to be a little more fire, so I'm going
Alright.
to go ahead and
You got that. We got our first aid kit.
Get
We're
your
ready
back
to
when
go.
it comes to
We're
this.
being as safe as we can. And oh, except don't grab that.
Don't grab that
So
hot
it's
pan.
important to use a towel. Very important. A dry towel,
Yes.
actually, right?
yes, a dry towel.
All right, so here we go. Pour a little more brandy in there. Woo! Woo!
Beautiful. They're still there.
Okay. I thought maybe they were gone. Okay. Alrighty, so we have that in there, and now we're ready to go ahead and
Ready
plate
to
it up,
plate her
right?
up.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll grab
Go ahead
the
and yeah.
towel there. And so, what do we put first? Do we put the veal chop down, or we put a little sauce?
Oh, normally I put a little sauce down first.
Okay. Alrighty. And this would be our peppercorn brandy sauce. Oh.
Yep.
See, I wouldn't have drizzled it like that.
Okay.
Okay.
go
Then we're
right
doing a veal chop.
Yep. We'll put a little more on top.
Here, I'll go ahead and grab it and drizzle.
You got it?
Is that hot?
No, this is not
Oh,
as
good.
hot.
Okay. I've learned my lesson on the veal chop. Alrighty. So just a little drizzle across the top, around, or how do you want it?
Right on top.
Okay.
Beautiful. Yep.
Is that good?
Fantastic.
All right. Dope. And now we're gonna put some mushrooms on there.
Yeah, I like to put a little on the top, some around the sides of the plate.
Oh.
Just to dress it up a little bit.
Some on the top, some on the sides of the plate.
Yep, beautiful.
Really?
Yep, like this, yeah.
Oh.
Right here, yep.
Oh, inside.
yep.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, we'll use them all. What the hey? We'll make people think that they're just getting a whole big plate full of mushrooms. Okay. And now what's that?
This is a little Italian parsley. I'm just gonna put a little sprig of that
A
here.
little Italian parsley?
Yep.
Just like in the Billy Joel song, huh? Little, how's that? The Italian song? You know what I'm talking
Italian
about?
restaurant?
Italian restaurant. How's that go? Do you know?
I can't remember.
No? Starts like bottle of red.
Bottle of white,
Yeah.
whatever kind of mood you're in tonight.
That's nice. That's nice. Alrighty, so we're just chopping this up. Okay. I wish I had my big knife. That would have been more fun. Okay, and then sprinkle it on.
Right over.
Alrighty.
Beautiful.
Well, let me get you a glass of wine here, and then we're going to go ahead and taste this. Little Ravenswood icon here. Eris recommended to us. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead and feel free to grab a fork. I'm going to chop off the little piece here in the front. Go ahead and dig in. I'm going to try a little bit here. Wow, that is good. To find out more about our veal chop, our Ravenswood, to find out more about our chef, or Vinnie Steakhouse, visit www.carolinacooking.tv. I'm Tom Zelinka, and that's Carolina Cooking.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wine, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location in 700 Kitchen Cooking School at the Mansion on Forsyth Park Hotel in Savannah, Georgia. For details on their hands-on cooking classes, call 888-711-5114 to book a class.